In sports, we all know that after the big game, one man is singled out and awarded the most valuable player trophy. Our workplaces do the same thing. Have you ever worked on a successful project where management, instead of recognizing the efforts of the entire team, they single out one man and give him most of the credit? Have you ever wondered, why do they do this? Why do they feel the need to recognize one man above everyone else? Well, the reason is because our workplaces believe in the power of the individual. The power of the individual is one of the most important concepts in our workplaces. It's something our male colleagues all understand because they use it to distinguish themselves from their peers. So any woman who works among men needs to understand how the power of the individual works, because this is what she's going to spend her career competing against. Whenever we talk about our workplace, we need to understand that it functions in what I call the blue zone. The blue zone is a set of characteristics that define how men think and act in the workplace. For women, it's critical that we understand that our workplaces function based on these characteristics and use these characteristics to evaluate men and determine which man has the most power of the individual. Within the blue zone, the dominant trait is autonomy. Autonomy establishes that men are independent individuals who each bring unique personality characteristics to the workplace that determine who he is, what he's capable of doing, and most importantly, what he's capable of achieving. Also within the blue zone, we find that men have a linear perspective. This causes men to rank order each other and use this ranking to award the blue zone's most coveted prize, status. To establish a man's status, our workplaces use the other blue zone characteristics. The first criteria for status is task expertise, or what a man does. Different professions have different rankings based upon their required skill and knowledge. Since our workplaces have several different areas of expertise, there's a pecking order among these functions. The men who work in operations and sales typically enjoy the greatest workplace status. And the reason for this is because of the blue zone characteristic, tangibles in action. Tangibles in action is about the power of a man to take action and make something happen, especially his power to achieve the workplace's most important objectives. Since the blue zone likes simplicity, it likes objectives that are easy to quantify, measure, and attribute to a man's specific actions. Operations and sales have these kind of metrics, but most importantly, their efforts are easily converted into monetary results, which is how our workplaces measure success. Since our workplaces strive to improve monetary performance, they fill operations and sales with men who are offensively aggressive. These men aren't afraid of changing objectives. They're goal-oriented go-getters. They will rise to the challenge and get her done. But what really distinguishes these men and separates them from all others is that they have very high stress limits. We all know that no matter how well we plan, when it comes time to execute the plan, problems crop up, and they need to be solved. Small problems are easy for most men to solve. However, big problems, they test men's character, and most men don't have what it takes. They get frustrated and stressed. They hit their stress limit, and they're done. However, the men who work in operations and sales don't have the luxury of walking away. They still have metrics to meet. They still have to get her done. This is why it takes a special man, a man of superior strength, a man with an extreme stress limit to hang in there and work through all of the problems until he achieves the objective. Men with the power of the individual aren't like the rest of us. They don't let fear and self-doubt hold them back. They willingly step into the arena, knowing it is fraught with the dangers of responsibility and accountability, and that they risk humiliation if they fail. But none of that matters to them because they are driven by a desire to succeed. These are the men our workplaces rely on above all others to achieve its objectives. They are the men who become our workplace's champions, MVPs, and heroes, who not only enjoy great status and significant financial rewards. They are the most respected and revered men in the workplace. As women, most of us never even try to step into the arena and prove that we have the power of the individual. We've accepted our conditioning that says that's the domain of men, so we sit back and let them have all the glory. Consequently, we've never learned that the power of the individual is actually fraught with problems. It's chaotic and inefficient. Moreover, we never learn that our workplaces don't need the power of the individual as much as they need the power of leadership. And that's something we can definitely provide. This is Dot Callahan asking you to help me turn the woman in the room into the women in the room. Sign up for my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find the Woman in the Room on Facebook. It's up to you. Just keep watching and sharing my videos. To get advice from a woman who's been there, dealt with that, and knows what works.